So this is our Jeep Nomad, and we overland. We don't go off in four-wheel a lot like most people will go rock crawling or mudding. We're more about getting out in the open space or in a forest or whatever, adventure and camping and spending an extended period of time out there. For a lot of people to see what their Jeep can do. We know what the Jeep can do. We try to go places where we're taxing the Jeep a little bit but never breaking anything. So, got a winch on the front. We have a Smittybilt Gen 2 XL tent on the top. This is the extra large. It's a California King plus 6 inches longer. It's a Generation 2, and you can tell that because the cover zips on instead of Velcros on. And you know, it's got the normal ladder to get up into the tent. This supports this cantilever part of the tent. When you go up in the tent, you can see that it's huge. The red straps are to help you get into the tent. And it's very open and airy. We got a little shoe bag here. So that's where you put your shoes at night when you go crawl into the tent. We put a trasharoo. This is out of Australia on the back. Put a trasharoo in because there's a lot of things that my wife likes, but she likes to have a little privacy in the woods. So we have a little toilet pop-up tent here. We have our little fold-out toilet here. And then we have on the side,
goes on a 5-gallon bucket.
No, that just opens up 3 legs. And then here we have little toilet bags. They actually open up. They already have deodorant and everything else inside of them. And they just go across the frame under the toilet seat. And when you get done, you just reach under and fold them up. And after you fold them up, you zip lock them. Now we added propane because we have a propane stove. So it's a custom-made mount for the propane. Custom-made mount for the propane on the propane stove. And this is just a piece of stainless with fold-out stainless hinges that are inverted to hold the stove. For camp water, took your standard military 5-gallon can. There's a cold water valve off a washing machine faucet outlet. There's a tube that goes to the bottom. I'm using a racing valve tire stem in the front and my bicycle pump. And I have pressurized fresh water. We have a 20-foot surgical tubing hose that we could hook that up and plunge it wherever, camp, shower, do dishes, clean up, cooking water. This is a work in progress. We just added a table. We have a cooler. Our cooking stuff is here. Some of our camping stuff that we use every day is here in our leveling jobs. But we have a lot of other stuff in here for fishing and for amateur radio.
Yeah, let's talk about the radio.
So, I wanted a bigger antenna than they sell commercially. So I found this on eBay, one of the used sites, and I bought it. And I wanted to make this into a switched, get the controller, make the switch, but it's a 24 volt. I couldn't find the 12 volt parts. I couldn't find the controller. So I jumped out the inside and now use it with that white ICOM tuner. And that's my high frequency radio for amateur radio. In the front, I have an ICOM 7000, and I also have a Raspberry Pi set up to do all digital mode, so I can do voice or digital.
Very cool. Real quick, freezer.
Huh?
The cooler actually.
Freezer.
Yeah, so the cooler is a refrigerator or freezer. You can actually turn this side as a freezer, and that'll stay as a cooler in the back. So it's not as big as some, but it's what we need. It fits our purposes. And then we have the other stuff that you normally would see in a Jeep. We've got a Pulaski, there's a machete, there's hatchets, there's knives, there's spare antennas for communications, there's lights and air pump. That will be a fire extinguisher. That's just some placeholder there with propane. And you know, all of the other camping stuff that you need are cooking boxes. And that pretty much rounds out the back of the Jeep.
Let's go around here.
So we just added the awning, the off-road vehicle systems awning. It was a good 2-month wait on this awning, but we've had it deployed a couple of times and it's well worth it. It's one of the only freestanding awnings I've seen on the market. This awning has aluminum joints. It's a 270 degree. It goes to the front of the vehicle and goes all the way across the vehicle. And the aluminum joints means it can stand up without poles. I've seen so many awnings that have plastic pieces in here that break. The awning poles on most of the arms are Velcroed up, where they didn't have clearance, they gave you the extra poles in a bag. And this is one of the few awnings that once you put the poles in, you can also pull down in the center to keep rainwater from puddling. We haven't purchased yet, but they sell a complete wraparound set of sides for this awning. So you can have an enclosed room on this side. There's an enclosed room that you can buy for the other side of the tent. So you can have, I think this is 212 square foot of living space, plus probably another 15, 20 square foot of living space over on the other side. We really do like the awning. I'm taller than my wife. Mrs. Wonderful sometimes had a hard time getting up to put stuff, close the tent, open the tent up. So we put these fold down steps. The steps are Atlas steps. They're from Smittyville. We get our stuff from 4wheelparts.com because they're local. This is an SRC rack from Smittyville. We've been pretty happy with this. They make a good rack, and there are various manufacturers for rack. The rear bumper with the swing out tire carrier and jerry cans is an Smitty-built XRC Atlas tire carrier, and that was a game changer for us to get water out of the vehicle and onto the bumper and not have to store that inside. So I do communications, that's what I like. So I've got an ICOM radio hanging here. I've got the normal, I've been ducked a couple of times. If you don't understand what ducking a Jeep is, go out and look at Duck Duck Jeep on Facebook, you'll figure it out. This device right here is a Raspberry Pi, and that is what's called a terminal node controller. We just put that in the other day. It's not mounted yet. But this allows me to talk digital through that radio, and I can make that conversation happen remotely from my phone. I'm a geek, what can I say? So, all in all, we're starting to collect stickers on the top on the other side. The vehicle has been really good to us off-road. We're here because you guys do all our maintenance here at Thornton. That's why we're here. We're local. Pretty happy with the maintenance. Actually, we bought her used car from here.
Very cool. Thank you.
Here with you guys today. It's been a good day. I think they had, Facebook said 30 Jeeps, and I would say you had probably 60 in here today. So the Jeep Nomad, find us on Facebook. This is wonderful.